Welcome to this video and good morning everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. In this video I'm going to go through the entire paper, so please share the link with other people. I hope this morning there will be no interruption with the network. Sorry for yesterday night. I'm not proud of what was happening yesterday. I had network problem, but for today, this morning, I'm sure I'm going to be okay. Okay, so thank you so much and join me as I'm going to go through with you the entire paper. So I'm going to go through the entire paper. This is mathematics for 2021 and it's paper 1. So very quickly I'll go through the instructions. So this is junior secondary school. So this is junior secondary school leaving examination grade 9 2021 and it's internal paper, as you can see down here. So I'll go through the instructions. I'll be a bit very fast, but it's very important that you understand the instructions. So let's go to the instructions. However, before I go straight to the instructions, you should also take note that it's going to take 2 hours to go through this and it carries 50 marks. So for when you're writing exams, you should make sure that within 2 hours you answer the entire question paper. So if I go beyond that, it's because I'll be taking time to explain so that you fully understand. And I'm going also to be glad if I can see you people asking questions in the comment section. Okay, so with that being said, let's go to the instructions. So instruction number 1 is pull out the answer sheet from the question paper. That means the question paper you'll be given will contain the answer sheet. So you take out the answer sheet. Once you have done that, the next thing you need to do is write your examination number, the school center name, and the code on the answer sheet. So you need to enter these particulars. So as you go in an exam, you need to have you need to know these particulars. More especially, you'll be conversant with the school, the examination number and the school name. Maybe you may have problem with the code, the school code. So the school should be, more especially the careers office should be led to provide this code to you so that it doesn't become a problem in an exam. So you should know, mostly it's a 4-digit code. Okay, once you have done this, you have written, the next thing you need to be aware of is there are 2 sections in this question paper, section A and section B. So it has 2 sections. So what you need to do is you need to answer all the questions in both sections. So there is no question that you leave out, or even if it's difficult, you don't need to leave it out, you attempt it. Okay, so all the questions, there are 30 questions in this paper, so you need to answer all of the questions. Okay, the 5th instruction is in section A. For each question, 4 suggested answers are given: A, B, C, and D. Choose the correct answer and show it on the answer sheet by marking it with a cross. Okay, so this is what is shown here. For example, if D is D, if the answer is D, show it by cross like the way it's done here. Okay. Instruction 6 is no paper for lab work is to be provided. Working should be done on the question paper in the space provided. So I'm going to show you the space provided for working out your questions. So that's what you should do. You should use that. Unfortunate for me, I'm not going to be using that space because the kind of working I'm using, the writing I'm going to be using the mouse, and the mouse is not going to allow me to write small numbers or words. So basically what I'll be doing, I'll be using the bigger spaces I'll be finding, but for you they will be emerging on the right side. That's where I work from. And number 7, only answer sheet should be handed in. So when you finish writing the exam, as a student, as a teacher, I'm going to encourage my students to be just focused with the answer sheet. Make sure you do the right thing with the answer sheet. And the question paper should be taken care of after you have handed in correctly the answer sheet. However, I want also to encourage you students, do not be tempted to carry the question paper outside. The question papers are also important to be handled properly. If you are found with a paper outside the exam room before the results comes out, it will be considered a malpractice and it may affect your results. So you students, you should treat a past paper immediately after writing as an examination property. So you just have to leave it with a school and don't be tempted to go with it. You can have a good plan on how you're going to keep it safe, but it might backfire, because when you do that, the fact that your result will be affected doesn't only depend on you, it depends on other people as well. If another person sees it, he knows that you have a paper, he can report you anywhere and you can be charged as a criminal, or it can be taken as a malpractice, and then your results will be affected negatively. Okay, so we got to information for the cadence. In section A, each correct answer will score 1 mark. So when you answer correctly one question in section A, they'll give you 1 mark. In section B, the number of marks is given in brackets. So in section B, whenever you're working out a question, check the answer on the right side of the question. Check the marks on the right side of the question. So the mark we are fighting for in each particular question will be indicated on the right side of the question. So at the end of each question or part question, so one question might have 2 sections or 2 parts, so each part will be given a certain mark. Okay, but mainly the entire question will have 2 marks. If it's subdivided, then it will have 1 mark each or half mark each, depending on how many questions are in one question. Cell phones and calculators are not allowed in an examination room. Please leave the cell phones and calculators outside the exam room. So Easy Learning Z is here to help you to know how to solve questions, so that when it comes to an exam, you are not going to break any of these rules or instruction given. So with that being said, let's go to the answer sheet and check out how the answer sheet looks like. Okay, so this is the answer sheet for this paper 2021. So here is where you write your examination number, and here is where you write the school name, and down here is where you write the school code. As you can see, there is no space for your name, so you don't write your name on the answer sheet. So you write these 3 particulars. Then here you don't write anything on the total marks, you leave it just the way it is. You don't write anything. This is for the markers. The total marks you're going to get from section A and section B, those are the marks they will indicate here. So here there will be a sum of the marks you get from section A and section B. So here you don't write anything here, it's leave it for the examiners. Okay, so these are the things you need to pay attention to your answer sheet. And remember, in section B, also in paper 1, you are going just to be recording answers. You are not going to be showing your work. Okay, so you won't show your working, but you will just be giving answers. So let's go to section A and question 1. Okay, so question 1 is as follows. Find the value of -3 minus -2. Okay, so what we're going to do now here is I can even write equal to, let me just type here so that okay, so what I will do is I'm going to open bracket, say -3 minus, sorry, what have I written? -3 minus -2. Okay, and then negative 3 minus negative 2, then enter. Then what I can do is I can get rid of I should get rid of the brackets. So which means it leaves me with negative 3. Then what happens here is I'm going to multiply a negative by negative 2. So here I can also put 1 there to show that that is negative 1. Then I multiply negative 1 times negative 2, which should give me positive 2. Okay, now once I've done that, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to ask myself to say which number is big between 3 and 2. Now remember, don't consider the signs. Don't say which number is big between negative 3 and negative 2. No, just focus on the numbers, ignore the signs. Okay, so the bigger number between 2 and 3 is 3. So before I write anything, then I'm going to ask myself to say, what is the sign of 3? Or what sign does 3 has? It has a negative sign, so I'm going to put a negative. Then I'm going to find the difference of 3 and 2. The difference of 3 and 2 is 1. So now, when I evaluate negative 3 plus 2 will give me negative 1. So negative 1 is the correct answer. So I'm going to go on this and indicate B as the correct answer, and then I'm also going to go on the answer sheet and cross on B. Remember the instruction is saying cross, mark your choice with a cross. So I'm going to cross like that, like it was shown in the instructions. Okay, once I've done this, I'm going to go to question number 2. Question number 2, the question is round off 278.785 to the nearest hundredth. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this number down here, 200. So this is the space which is supposed to be used for working. Now, as you can see, my handwriting I haven't gotten used with using the mouse. So immediately I'll start writing small numbers, then I will start using this side. Okay, for now, bear with me, I'm going to use this. Okay, but for you it's advisable that you use this space here. Okay, so however, it's not prohibited for you to use this space, but it's encouraged that you use this, and mostly you use the pencil. If you are a responsible citizen, you use the pencil so that even your young brothers and sisters may use this for revision. Okay, so what we can do now is here we identify the place values of these numbers. So we know that the place value of let me start here, 80 is ones. Okay, the place value of this is tens. The place value of this is hundreds. Okay, now remember this is hundreds, but they want us to write this to the nearest hundredth. So we come here, this is tenth. Okay, I don't know, this is tenth. Okay, then this is hundredth. Okay, and this is thousandth. Okay, I don't know. Okay, at least you're able to understand. Now they are telling us to round off to the nearest hundred. That means we should remain with this number and get rid of this. Okay, so when we look at this number, it's 8. That means if we add 1 to 8, it's not going to spill to 7. Therefore, we can even rewrite this, starting from this, going this side. We can rewrite it. We can write it down. We say 278.7. Okay, then we come to the number that is next to 8, which is the hundredth. We ask ourselves to say, is this number equal to 5 or greater than 5? Or is it smaller than 5? We know that 5 is equal to 5. So the principle of rounding off numbers states that if the number is equal to 5 or greater than 5, you add 1 to the next number. So we're going to add 1 to 8. So we're going to have 9. Okay, now where there is 5, we're going to put 0. Okay, so we'll come up with 278.790. Okay, now this one we can still, now we can see these, there are 5 digit figures. So here we have got 6. So this one is the same as 278.79. Since this 0 is insignificant, we can say this one is the same as this number. So the correct answer here is A. A is the correct answer. If you have questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, let's go on here and write the answer. We found the answer to be A on E2. So we say the correct answer is A, like that. Okay. Now let's go to question number 3. Okay, so question number 3 is as follows. Which two triangles below are congruent? Okay, which triangles below are congruent? Okay, so we are saying a congruent, two triangles are congruent if they have got the same dimension and the same angles. The 6 aspects of congruent are equal. Okay, remember, not that they are similar or proportional. We are talking about these angles and sides, they are equal. So when you are trying to figure out which one is which triangle, if when you are trying to determine whether the triangles are congruent, you can't test all the 6 aspects of the congruent triangles. You can even try 2. Okay, you can just look at the sides. If the sides are all equal, then that means the triangle are congruent. Okay, you can also try if the 2 sides are equal and one angle is equal, then you can say they are congruent. So let's try to use 2 sides and 1 angle. So when you look at this one and this one, the sides are 4 centimeter and 2 centimeter, and we have got 70 and 80 angles. These angles, we have got 80 and 70. So 2 sides are equal. Okay, then when we come here, we just have the angle which is 70. But when you look at this side, we can take this is the same side. It says 4 centimeter, but this one we don't know, and this side here we don't know, but here it's known, which is 4.5. okay, so meaning we can't tell whether these are congruent because the important sides are not given, like this one 2 and this one 2 here. We are not very sure if this is 2, so we can't tell that this is a congruent. If this is 3, so it's very difficult for us to tell. Okay, then we come to this one. We compare with this one. Okay, so when we come to this one, we can tell that this is this side is equal to this side, is 2 centimeter. This angle is equal to this angle. Okay, now also this side is equal to this side. When we talk about the angle, this angle is opposite to this 4 centimeter, and when we look at this angle here, which is opposite to 4 centimeter, is 70 degrees, and this is 70 degrees. Now we have seen that 2 sides are equal and 2 angles are equal. Oh, sorry, and 1 angle is equal. This angle and this angle is equal, and this 2 side and this 2 side is equal. Okay, then we can say this angle and this angle, they are equal. So that means at least 2 sides are equal and 1 angle is equal. Then we can tell this triangle is congruent to this triangle. I don't know if you have followed me. We are using side angle. We are saying they are equal. So these two are what? are congruent. So this correct answer is B, which is here. Okay, if you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, let's go and mark our answer. B is, yes, is it B? Yes, B on our grid for section B, for section A, sorry. So the correct answer is B. Okay, if you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, I'll try to be as simple as I can be, as well as fast as I can be. We go to question number 4. Minus 2 raised to the power of 3. Okay, so what we're going to do now here is we're going to expand. For us to find the correct answer of this, we're going to expand that. So we're going to open bracket, then we say 3 multiplied by 3, 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 3. Remember, it is raised to the power of 4. That means we're going to multiply 3 4 times. Then close bracket. Then we say minus. Then we expand this. Okay, we expand this. We don't say this then times you start multiplying the negatives. No, it's not how it is. So unless if there are brackets and this was put in brackets, then 3 is outside, then we could have said this is negative 2. But what is raised to the power of 3 is positive 2. So we're going to multiply 2 times 2 times 2, then close bracket. As you can see, 2 is raised to the power of 3. Once we have done that, then we are going to do an actual multiplication, which is 3 by 3 will give me 9. 9 by 3 will give me 27. 27 by 3 will give me 81. So the value of 3 raised to the power of 4 is 81, minus 2 by 2, 4. 4 by 2, 8. So minus 8. Okay. Then we evaluate 81 minus 8, or the difference of 81 and 8 is 73. So 81 minus 8 will give me 73. So the correct answer is 73, which is the answer on C. So question 4, the correct answer is C. Okay, so we go to answer grid. We go on 4 and mark 3. Or mark C, sorry, which is 73. We go back to the question. Now this time we're going to go to question 5. Okay, question 5. Which of the following symbol represent input in a flowchart? That is parallelogram. Parallelogram is the symbol for input. So we write the correct answer is A, which is parallelogram. So we go on the answer grid for section A and write the correct answer A, which is the answer for question 5. Okay, if you have got questions, you can ask in the comment section. Otherwise, let's go to question number 6. The set K is equal to -1, 0, 1, 2 can be written in set builder notation as. So how do you write this set in set builder notation? Okay, so here we start with question 1. So question 1 is telling us that x is such that -1 is less than or equal to x. Well, x is less than or equal to 2. Okay, so this one is telling us that the members of the set, which is x, is equal or less than -1, or yes, x is such that -1 is less or equal to x. So we mean equal to, so that will mean the set will include -1. Okay, then which is x is also less or equal to 2. So therefore, the members of the set will be -1, 0, 1. Now, since it's less or equal to 2, then we'll write 2 and then cross bracket. This is what this statement is saying. Now, when you look at this element, these elements have come up with, they are even in this set. This might be the correct answer as for now. Let's go to B. B, they're saying x is such that -1, so we start -1, okay, is such that -1 is less than x. That means we can't include -1, okay. -1, because I just read the question, -1 is less than x, so which means we can't include sorry, what am I saying? Is x is such that -1 is less than x, okay, so meaning, or is greater than x, okay, is greater than x, -1 is greater than x, or is less than x. Sorry, what am I reading? X is such that -1 is less than x, -1 is less than x, which is less than 2. So we are saying the members of this are 0, because x is less than -1 is less than x. That means -1 is not included. Therefore, we just have members which are 0, and then the same x is less than 2. So that means the members are 0 and 1. 2 and negative are not going to be included, because x is such that is less than -1, and -1 is less than x, which is less than 2, which x is less than 2. So x is greater than -1 and less than 2. So therefore, the members are going to be 0 and 1 only, because here the statement is saying x is such that -1 is less than 6, is less than x, which is less than 2. So these will be the members. That is what this explanation is, this notation is saying. Then we come to C. We are saying x is such that -1 is less than or equal to 1, -1 is less than or equal to x. So that means this one is going to include -1, because we have said x is less or equal to 1, so it's going to include -1, then 0, okay, then 0, then it's going, here it's saying x is less than 2, then it's going to be 1, but 2 is not going to be included because 2 is greater than x, so it's going to be a member of this set. So this one we're going to have -1, 0, 1. Then when we come to D, we are going to, okay, D, we are saying negative x is such that -1 is less than x. So that means we are not going to include negative, since there is no equal sign here. We therefore going to write 0, then we say comma, then 1, then x is less or equal to 2, then 2 is going to be included. So this will be the element of this. Okay, go to question number 7. Sorry, question number 7. Okay, question number 7, the question is, the following diagram shows the x or y plane with a shaded region. Okay, this is the Cartesian plane, and we have got this shaded area, which is this side. Okay, this is here, which is this. Okay, now as you can see, area is going along the x axis. Okay, so how can we describe this shaded area? So when we say this shaded area is now remember, for us to tell whether it's equal to or is less or equal to, we need to look at this line, that is, and this is the dotted line. So since it's a dotted line, that means we cannot say is less or equal to, but we should just say whether it's greater or less than. Okay, so now when it comes to this question, when we look at this shaded area, the shaded area is the one which is the numbers that are greater than 3. Okay, those numbers that are bigger than 3, and those are the area which is shaded. Therefore, so when we come to this question, we can say the shaded area is, so we can say x is greater than 3, greater than 3 this side. Okay, because it's dotted, we can't say x is greater. An irrational number, this is a number that cannot be expressed as a fraction. Okay, so when we come to these numbers, what we're going to do first is it's easier for us to determine which one is rational number than. Now I'm going to skip 5. Okay, instead of case with 5, if we want to find the square root of 5, it will give us the answer that has got a lot of decimal places. Therefore, this is the irrational number. So you can find this answer by just finding these square roots of the numbers. So a square root of given numbers as whole numbers, then those are perfect squares and they are rational numbers. And the one that remains is the irrational number. So 5, which irrational number, which is C. So I'm going to go on the answer grid and pick this is a triangular pyramid because the base has got a triangle shape and it's called the triangular pyramid. Okay, so the correct answer is B on 9. We go on our answer grid and put the answer B. Okay. Alright, okay, so now we go to question number 10. Okay, question number 10. In the diagram below, A, B lines at Q and P. So E, F is a transversal line meeting the lines at Q and P respectively. Angle DPF is 135. Angle DPF is 135. Okay, so the question now is find the angle EQB. EQB. So we need to find this angle here. Okay, so for you to find the angle here, you need to be conversant with the properties of angles on parallel lines. Okay, so let's start. First of all, let's consider this. This angle is corresponding to this angle. So meaning, if we find the value of this angle, then we are going to find this angle, because the properties of corresponding angles is angle. Same applies, this angle is equal to this angle. So that means this is also 135. This is 5 degrees. Okay, so now what are we going to do for us to find this angle? For us to find this angle, we are going to use a property which is straight line add up to 180. So if this is 180, the total sum of these two angles is 180 degrees. The total sum, if this angle is added to this angle, it will give us 180. Then what is this? What is the value of this angle? For us to find the value of this angle, we are going to take away 135 from 180. So we're going to say minus 135 degrees. Okay, so when we subtract this from this, okay, 180 minus 135 will give us 45. Okay, it will give us 40, because which is also D. Now in section B, I'm just going to demonstrate on how you record your answers from maybe 11 to 13 question to 13th question. I'll show you on the answer sheet how you record your answers, and that's what you need to do so that there's no moving of up and down like the way I'm doing, so that we just go on and start solving, just solving. Okay, so now once we've done this, we go to section B. So we go to section B and start answering. So section B, there is this is section B, there are 40 marks. So there we have scored 10 marks. Now we come to section B and let's hammer the 40 marks remaining. Okay, remember these are suggested answers. If